Good morning from Hobart. Yes, we are still here. Welcome back to another video. We are walking to Salamanca Markets right now. We didn't make it in, not last video, the video before. If you haven't checked it out, I'd highly recommend. But welcome back to my third Tasmanian video. And this weekend, we're actually not sure where we're going, but we know we're starting with the markets. So heading off.
Come for the ride, yeah.
Come for the ride. Look at the starfish. That's really cool. So Salamanca Markets are located just behind the Docklands on Salamanca Place. It's a beautiful, beautiful colonial region of Hobart. Let's see what these famed markets have to offer. Yeah, look at the old colonial buildings up there. Oh, wow. So this is Salamanca Place. $18. Oh my god, hot apple juice.
Nice.
Guys, thank you.
Thanks, have a great day.
You too.
Hi guys, how are you going?
I've got fresh squeezed apple juices with Tasmanian apples. Tasmania is known for its apples. Oh, that's what I needed this morning.
That is good.
That is what I needed this morning. Look at that.
Oh.
This is so pretty. Okay, so we just finished at Salamanca Markets. It was actually really cute and we got the best apple juice there. I also actually got a brand new camera bag because I've been looking for a leather one that I could actually carry all my gear around in but have it a lot more low-key and not camera baggy. So we actually also decided where we're off to today, and that is Cradle Mountain, which is in the northwest region of Tasmania. It's beautiful. I have been before, but never in the winter. Called up the park ranger. He said conditions are amazing, so we're super keen to hit it. So, welcome to my Cradle Mountain vlog. I'm so excited for this. This will go over 2 days, so I'm so excited to see what we can see. We're going to be taking the scenic route there. We're not sure where we're going to stop. We're just going to see what we can see and really explore this part of Tasmania. Stay tuned.
Hello little ones.
So we've arrived at our first stop on the tour to Cradle Mountain, and that is in the beautiful heritage town of Richmond. Behind us you can actually see the Richmond Bridge, built in 1823. It is the largest stone spanning bridge in Australia, and it was actually built on convict labour, and reportedly a murder here happened. So if you like some spooky stuff, maybe come here at night, maybe in the mist. But it's so beautiful here. This town, the colonial buildings are, it's a step back in time. It's just beautiful here. So we just stopped off on the side of the road at Bothwell, and apparently this town actually turns 200 years old this year in October. Don't know anything else about it, but look at this old church. It looks so old, and for Australia, 200 years for an established colonising town is pretty old. What have we got here? It's very own standing stones. So we've actually just pulled in to the Steps Sculptures, which has been here since 1992. It's basically an art monument dedicated to different parts of the environment here in the Central Highlands of Tasmania. And what we've just found out is that thylacines, which is actually the extinct Tasmanian tiger, used to be present in these wilderness locations, which is really, really cool. It would have been amazing if animals like that weren't extinct, but unfortunately, due to humans, and humans alone, they're no longer with us. But yeah, this is the environment that they would have been found in. Also, this sculpture is dedicated to the Indigenous peoples around the area that have been here, so yeah. This is what a thylacine would have looked like. It's called a Tasmanian tiger. So it was like a dog, dingo, tiger looking thing, and it used to have stripes on it. It was like a sandy, beigey orange colour with like dark brown stripes. Little wombat. Hopefully we'll see some of those guys in the flesh soon.
Right.
They burrow. And fun fact, a wombat's pouch, which is where they keep their kid, like their babies, actually faces backwards. So when they dig down in their burrows, the dirt doesn't go in the pouch with the baby in it, so that's why it faces downways. It's really, really cool. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. That's
yeah,
cool. Yeah.
Fun little fact of the day. Best road trip snacks. Harbour snaps, you have my heart. Next stop on our way to Cradle Mountain is actually the Great Lake. So this is up in the Tasmanian Highlands. And oh my god, behind me you can see a rainbow at the edge of like the rain clouds and like the rain shower and the rainstorm, and it's so cool. I need to come on the camera. But apparently this is the biggest inland lake in Australia. No, is it bigger than Lake Eyre?
I think it's one of the biggest. I don't think it is the biggest.
One of the biggest. Don't think it's bigger than Lake Eyre. Lake Eyre is bloody huge.
Yeah.
That's freaking cool.
Is it like picking it up?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
The mission of trying to get the shot. Can you please hold that for a sec? I'll take it. Ooh, get the hair. Will, however, give you this one. Thank you. I once was in New Zealand and I accidentally dropped my old big lens halfway down a mountain. It survived. I watched it bounce for a few hundred meters, ran in after it, and it actually still worked.
Oh my god.
The autofocus didn't though. I want this fully manual. Look for the rainbow in the middle of the shot. So, this is the big map of where we're coming, the Highland Lakes District. So Hobart is down here. So we actually came up through Kempton, Apsley, then Boothwell was that like funky old church. Then we came up and Steps is where that monument was where I talked about the thylacine. And then we came up and then we stopped at this little lookout for the Great Lake. And then we came up and now we're up here. Okay, next on our stop to Cradle Mountain is actually Pine Lake. It's still up here in the Highlands, as you can see, and it's just a 400 metre each way walk, so 800 metres return down to this beautiful little lake behind me. Notice the vegetation, it's really sparse, it's really alpine. This is what natural Australian alpine regions look like. They're very different from other places in the world, and it's really, really cool and unique. So let's go for a little walk.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just so pretty. Like, look at it.
It is picturesque.
It's beautiful. So these trees in front of me, they're called the Tasmanian pencil pine, and they're actually only found in this part of the world, but they're related to the California sequoias. if any of you watch my previous videos, you know I always refer to Gondwana and the breakup of Gondwana. Well, here's a great little graphic to show you how everyone fit together. And when I say, you know, the breakup of it, this happened over 100 million years ago, and it caused a lot of the tectonic activity, which caused volcanic activity, which affected this part of Australia a lot. But how cool, the Great Australian Bight, which is this part of Australia, was connected to Antarctica. How cool! Part of Australia a lot. So happy to be here! Yeah, all formed in past ice ages in areas that weren't covered by glaciers. That's cool. Do you like my new bag? From the Salamanca Markets.
Stunning.
Stunning, darling. What do we do? So we're down here at Pine Lake. Now, when the last glacial period was present, which is about 10,000 years ago, this environment was actually 5 to 8 degrees Celsius colder than it is now. And the plants that you see behind me and the animals that actually live here are already pushed to their physical limits as it is. So it's so hard to try and comprehend what this harsh environment would have been like during those glacial periods. It's just wild, but yeah, it's just these alpine regions of Tasmania are unlike any other alpine region in the world. They're just so unique and so different. It feels, there aren't words to describe it. If you ever find yourself in Tasmania, take the 800-meter return walk to Pine Lake. It's really worth it. You could meditate here.
So peaceful.
It's so peaceful. Look at her exploring, Jade in the flesh.
Hey everyone, like and subscribe.
Look, she has a point. While you guys are watching this part of the video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. It really supports my channel, it helps the algorithm, and it lets me know that you guys are liking these adventure videos. Also hit like and comment down below. Comment down below some cool places in Australia that you've been, Tasmania, anywhere, and tell me if you've seen any other regions like this one that we're in right now. I'm really interested to know.
Shout out to all my Perth homies.
Shout out to the western side of Australia, which is exactly the opposite of where we are now. Oh my goodness, look at all the rock slides. So, we've actually just arrived at Honeycomb Cave, which is in Mole Creek Karst National Park. So, for those of you watching who aren't familiar with terminology, karst is actually the term used to describe caves. So if it's a karstic system, it's a cave system. And karst systems are so cool. I had the privilege to study them actually in Florida when I was there. And caves are just wild. But you have to use so much caution around them. If you are not an experienced caver, please don't go into a cave that you are unfamiliar with and you are ill-equipped with. And unless you have someone guiding you or you're extremely experienced, I wouldn't recommend doing it. And even if you are experienced and have the right gear, make sure that you have your safety checkpoints, that people know where you are and that you're aware of the environment you're getting into. I've never been here. I actually haven't done that much research on it. So we're not actually going to go caving, but we just kind of came to check it out because might come back here in the future with someone that knows. But yeah, let's check out Honeycomb Cave. I'm keen. I love caves. Caves are so cool. Oh, I will also link up above the video that I did on the caves up out of Rockhampton. They're amazing. Go watch that video if you are interested in caves, because we did proper caving with a guide there and cannot recommend that enough. Again, shout out to Katie, cave guide. She was great. Anyway, let's get into these ones. See what's up here. The stalactites. And look, there's a stalagmite. There's a stalagmite. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, look at the little stalactites forming. Oh my goodness, the flowstones. Look at these. Oh my goodness, it's cave popcorning. So we've just climbed down a little bit into the cave, and I'm already seeing so many cave formations that I explain them really well in my caving in Rockhampton video. Please go check that out. I explain all of the science, the way everything's actually formed. I give a full description in that one, so if you do want to learn more about caves, I really would encourage you to follow the link that I will be posting down below in the description to understand about caves more, but check these out. So that's cave popcorn. And these are flowstones. So I actually wasn't able to show you them in that caving video because that cave didn't actually have them. But these are flowstones, so that's when the water comes over the top of these, and when it's super saturated with calcium carbonate, it deposits on these in the direction of flow. So cave popcorning like this is formed when airflow comes through. So you know that this is formed in the Vadose zone. So the Vadose zone is above the water level, it's above the water table. So these flowstones are formed when there is both a Vadose zone, so this, and a phreatic, which is underwater. So you would go from the Vadose zone, the water flows over the top, and it secretes all of this calcium carbonate deposits, and then it flows into the phreatic zone, which is under the water table. Oh, you can actually see it. You can see it. Oh look, so that is how the stalactite and the flowstone is formed. So that water is secreting from up above all the way down there, and is dropping from these points onto the stalagmites, which are down there. They're those little ones forming, but they're those little nodules here. That's so cool. So flowstone, cave hops, and some stalactites up there. So some stalactite formations up there. Can you see the spider? But the flowstone, and then that will form into a stalactite because they have to hold on tight, and it will usually be paired with a stalagmite, which hasn't seemed to grow yet, but probably in the future. So just in case I didn't explain that well enough, or you couldn't hear, so you have your Vadose zone, and that's the zone of the cave that is above the water table. So actually all behind me here is the karst system, so the cave system. It's all above the water table, which makes it a Vadose cave. Now, where all of the water was that you saw running through the cave, that would then go into the subterranean chambers and the flooded chambers, also known as the phreatic zone. So you get different cave formations forming both in the Vadose and in the phreatic, but also when water moves from the Vadose zone into the phreatic. That's when you get your flowstones, when the water flows from above, and when it is super saturated with calcium carbonate, it then deposits it on the cave walls as those different cave features. So you can kind of tell the history of a cave, what it's done in the past and what it may do in the future by looking at these different formations. It's really cool, and when you begin to understand caves, they're just so fascinating. So this is where that running water came out. Oh my goodness, look at them! And all of these scouring actually is caused with when the abrasion of all the suspended sediment grinds against that bedrock, and you can tell the direction of water flow by the direction of abrasion and the different flow regimes. That's so cool. Well, we've finally arrived at our accommodation for the night. We've arrived in the little town called Sheffield, which is about an hour away from Cradle Mountain itself. So we decided to stay overnight here. I have decided to make this video into 2 parts just because we covered so much today and I really loved it and I don't want to take away from that. So this will be part 1, traveling from Hobart to Cradle Mountain, and then part 2 will be actually the Cradle Mountain video. So right now we are in Sheffield and we're walking down. The locals suggested to us going to the RSL. Apparently they have some really good local food, so we're gonna head down there, grab some dinner, have an early night, because tomorrow in the next video we will be waking up bright and early and heading up the mountain. We do want to see wombats as well as Dove Lake, take advantage, see all the snow, and really just have fun. So, and then stay tuned for part 2.